Okay, so all of these wires have been attached, wrapped around the screw. They could have possibly, well, sometimes switches can be hooked up from the back side, but I see this one, there's no holes there, there's no slots per se. So I think what I'm going to do is just take these screws out all the way, because when I take that switch, that other one out, I'm going to rehook it up this very same way over here, okay? And I can just take the side screws out of it, just like I'm doing now. Then I don't have to take the curly Q out or anything. You know, what I used to do is take the curly Q out, cut it, restrip it, bend the wires back, okay? But I'm not going to do that. And that red wire is going up to the top, okay? And the black wire is at the bottom, and I want to kind of remember that. I'm going to put these screws back in now, because I'm going to save this switch, and the backing piece was getting ready to come out. So I'm just gonna put them in now. I used to just put them in later, you know. But see, like I say, this is a good three-way switch. So when I put it in my box, I'm gonna have to put some masking tape on it on the back or something, put three-way on it. You know what I mean? So that I know for myself. So now I can just take that, and I've got to remember that was top facing up, and see, I'm going to do those last on my wires, on my light switch. So see, now I can just take this and twist it. That way I don't have to use my left hand over here, funky. I'm right-handed, so when I take this out, I'm going to hook these two up first. See? Does that make sense? And I flipped it. I just flipped it upside down, didn't I? Yes. So I got to remember that. I've got the other one facing upside down. And hopefully the screw pattern is the same as this. I think it is. I should look at that other switch, shouldn't I? I'm hoping that other switch is hooked up exactly the same way as this one. Okay, better be, or else I'm going to have some issues going on. Okay, all right. So even sometimes three-ways give me fits once in a while when I take somebody else's out. If I was installing a three-way, then I would know. And years ago, the light switches were set up a certain way, and you would know which wire, the red one. Oh yeah, the red one just gets installed on the opposite side every time, no matter what. Well, on this particular case, it didn't, did it? It did not. The black did. And that's throwing me slightly for a quandary, but I'll figure it out. I always seem to be able to figure it out. Okay. Now I'm wondering, I'm going to look at the other light switch here a minute and take a quick look at that. If I wasn't making a video, I'd be kind of checking out things pretty much the same way. Okay. And you see, that's funny, because when I'm looking at this, it's wired slightly different, and it might be, but everything's same for same. Do you see what I mean? There's a ground. Well, if you can't see it, there's a ground, and the single screw is on this side. Then we've got the two gold screws on that side. This is top, this is facing top to the left. So when I take this out and put it over where I just took this one out, I'm gonna hook this one up exactly the same way I did this one. Okay, does that make sense? Then I'll have to look at this and figure out what the heck is going on. So I don't think I have to turn the power on just yet. I'm gonna take this one out and I'm gonna put it back together exactly like I took this one out over here. Okay, because I want to keep that same for same exactly. I don't want to mess around with that. Okay, then I'll turn the breaker off, look at this, figure out where the power is, and probably the power to the three-way switches are probably in this box here, because there's this junction box is bigger. I see all kinds of wires back in there, some wire nets and all that kind of good stuff. And when I look over here, this box is not as full. See, there's only two main cables in there because this is just a single gang. So I know, you know what that tells me? That tells me all the power first went into this light switch box here. Okay, then the power went from this three-way, boom, 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 came over here where this red wire is. That's the power in, and then the power out to the lights went right from there, boom, 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 boom. Okay, and so I'm gonna take this out, and I'm just gonna kind of leave the wires kind of situated how they are, and that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, so for the time being, I don't know, see, usually on this I could cut the wires off, but I don't want to cut the wires off and get anything confused. Plus these wires aren't that long. They're coming out. These are little pigtails. And I think for the sake of argument, I'm gonna just undo these screws here all the way instead of cut the wires off. Because see, I don't need the Twizzler on there for when I put the dimmer switch in. And I've got to put the dimmer switch in here, and that's going to be quite the little thing to do too, because there's so many wires back in here, and this time I'm going to just leave it. I'm not going to twist it around like I did before. Okay, but I think I'll be able to fit it in here. You see, sometimes it's kind of difficult to get your dimmer switch in a single gang box if you got too many wires in there. Now, if I was putting it in over on the other side, it would have been okay. I would have had enough room. I got to remember this black screw goes into the bottom over there. And see, those little gold things are wanting to fall off. I don't know what the deal is with this. See, they don't make things like they used to in the old days. Like I say, I don't work on three-ways that often. And when I do, I just have to kind of think about things a little. So I'm going to put this back together because I don't want those little gold flap things falling out, because I'm actually going to use this light switch again over there. Okay. Oh, I hope I don't confuse myself here. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll confuse myself. I do. I might have to play this whole video back, huh? Play the video back so I remember. But the dimmer switch is usually fatter than regular switches like these. Maybe not too much thicker. So I got to make sure I've got enough room pushed in there. And I think there's enough room. I can see back in there. Usually with the 2-gang box, the wire nuts fit in there better, way back in the back and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so far so good. I don't even care about this right now. I want to hook this back up the same way I took the other one out. So I want to do that next before I forget how to do it.